Hi. Um, Hi, good evening. Yeah, so sorry it took me to set up, but we are beginning now. Um, I see one person is joined in. Please just make sure you can hear me. If you can hear me, just leave a thumbs up or just let me know that you can hear me. Yeah, all right. So in this stream we'll basically be exploring web design. Awesome. Thank you. So basically, we're exploring web design and skills in web design. I would like to know in the comments if you um, are already an expert or you're just probably exploring web design for the first time. Um, so yeah, I would just like to know like where you are in terms of your level of expertise in web design. But without further ado, I'll just go straight and I'll share my screen and then we'll take it from there. So, on this call, basically, we'll be talking about how to, or I'll be showing you rather how to design a website. And today we're going to be using Canva to do that. Um, and we're going to be using Canva to do that. So, we're going to be designing a portfolio website and I'm going to be showing you a sample portfolio website that I've done in the past. That's my own portfolio website. I'm showing you what that looks like, and then we'll just dive into it right away. So let me show you what a sample site would look like. So just sharing my screen now. Um, sharing my screen now. Just give me a moment. All right, so I'm sharing my screen. Um, Here and I'm in my Canva account and then you can just follow. But so we're gonna be creating something that looks like this. So if you can see my screen, right, this is my own portfolio site, right? So this has a GIF image, right? It looks like a video in the background. I don't know if you guys can see this, right? And then it just shows all my projects, right, that I've done here. And these are buttons that are linked to the app in question, right? So say you want to like, right? So this is a sample portfolio website that I designed for myself, right? Yeah. So this is what that looks like. So we'll just go on and start and let's see what we can achieve in the next 30 to 45 minutes. Um, a landing page using Canva. or a website rather using Canva. So let's get to it. So I'm on my Canva homepage, right? So if you're following me, just get to your Canva homepage and then just go ahead and click on website. So if you click on website, okay, no, doing very fast, right? Something you can just put together. Maybe you reached out to a client, right? And you don't really have something put together and you just want to put together something very fast and send to a client. Like I think that Canva um is the right place to do that very quickly. So this, I'm just looking for a template we can use right now. So let's just use I think we can use these templates. So I'll just click on preview this template. Let's see exactly what it looks like. So I'm previewing this template. Like this is exactly what this template looks like, right? It has about 4 sections, as we can see here, right? So if we don't like this, the way it looks like as I'm looking at it, I feel like I'm gonna have to customize these fonts as well. So perhaps let me just choose something else. So let's select something else. Let's go with this is a page, and we're gonna go with this template then. So it's loading. Do like a simple site for a business, like a marketing business, right? We already sort of have the framework. Wants to showcase its portfolio to clients. So I'm just gonna call this Winnie's Marketing for the sake of a better name. Or if you have a logo, you can also introduce a logo here, right? You don't have to use this, right? So let me just switch back to this Canva side here, right? I also went on to like add my logo on the browser tab here to rename this as well. To rename this as well, to just call it Winnie's Marketing. Um, right, hero section, right? This is the first thing that someone sees when they come into the site, right? This is acting like as your menu tab, and this is acting right as your hero section rather. So this image has to be catchy. So let's say you don't like what is here, just click on your backspace button to delete it. I'm just going to show you that again. So either you click on this, right, the frame here. So it's still cutting her head off. I don't want it to cut her head off. Better fix this. Here's another image that is also nice. Is a lady's image. This shows everything. So this is also or a key copy here rather. So I'm just going to change this to increase your let me see, skyrockets your growth by 1000%, by 1000%, right? All right. So is right. I can decide to just change. I can decide to change the color of right. So we're gonna leave this at this, and of course we have request consultation here, right? So for this page, the only other thing I'm gonna do here is that I'm going to add a link, right? So it's also possible for you to add links to a button on Canva, right? So that somebody can probably fill a form, contact us as a message. So if we have sent off a message here, right? So I click on this button and I click on these three tabs here, and I can try to add a link on it. So before I do that, I click on edit link, right? So a link had already been added in the template, so I have to remove the link that has been added so that I can add mine. So I just remove that link and then I click on as showing here, because you can link internally, right? What in linking internally, and if I select about us here, right, it means that if someone clicks on this button, it the page jumps to the about us section on this same page, right? There is a page called about us, so this is it, right? It jumps to this section, right? But for this link, what we actually want to do is to link it externally, right? So we're not going to be linking it to a page, rather a section within this design. So I'm just going to edit this again, change this link, right? So I'm just going to add a link to it. So let's just put hash, or we just put www dot um right, and then I'll put done. So I've linked it to my website, right? So this works, right? This, so I have a lot of things in my upload. So probably I could add a logo here. Let me just add this just for the sake of this class. This doesn't quite blend with the brand, but I just want to, it's important that you know that you design your website section by section, right? Once you're done with the hero section, then you move to the next section. And I didn't say this before, but it's also important that you prepare your information, right? All the resources that you need to design portfolio website even before you start, so that it's very easy for you to pick and drop, right? So the next section here is the about section, right? If you were doing a portfolio website, the next section should now be, right, it should be about you, of course. Like it should talk about you, who you are, right? I did that a bit site, where here I just did a brief of hi, I'm Winifred Omelego and welcome to my portfolio, right? So just like have a brief about you, but in mind, like, I just try to flip it around to not, do exactly what, is very common. You show your face, but maybe if it's a website for your business and, it's still about your business, you can either decide to show your face, maybe your team, the face of your team. So depending on how you want to play it, right? So in this section, just write a bit about your company background, history and mission and all of that. So I'm just going to leave this as it is because this already looks good, right? So here we could have more of, what we can do is to show you how to duplicate a page on Canva. So I want to duplicate this section so that I can use it here. So what I'll do is I'll click on it and I'll click on this icon here that says duplicate page. So here I'm able to duplicate this page, right? So I don't think is useful for me. I want to rather have two of these pages. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. So I've deleted this. So next I'm going to do is to move this page up. This not what I wanted. So this is the about us page, right? And here we want to have our services. So I'm going to move first I'm going to take this out as well because I don't want this here. We can have something like our portfolio or our happy clients, or we can also call it projects done, right? So anyone. So I'm just going to projects done. So in this section, of course, you get to talk about your projects that you've done in the past. So for every project, it's important that you link it to that project that you've actually done in the past. So as you can see, in my own portfolio, right, for every project, it has a link here, right? It has a button here, so you can simply click on it and visit the sites you have linked it to, that showing the actual projects that you have done in the past, right? If your projects are more than three, of course you need more space. You still just all you need to do is to duplicate the section, and then you have more space to do this, right? Then there's also something very nice you can do in Canva, right? And there's something about colors, right? In it's just in one pattern. Sometimes it can work, but sometimes, let's say, if you're someone that want to turn this around or want to show us this very quickly, and then we're gonna move on. So I'm gonna change this to a white background and see what it looks like. Now I think I like the black. So, or another, I can also change this to a gradient color here, right? So this doesn't look so bad at all. Okay, this is not good. So I'm going to change one because I think we've done a lot of projects done, right? So what can we do for you? We're talking mobile app dev, web app dev, like just for this template now. So this site we are trying to design, right, is a marketing website. So let me just change some of the copy. Custom marketing strategy for your business. All right. So here, projects done. Let's change this to SEO, um, Facebook ads, email marketing. I can talk about like a bunch of things, like how I improved sales for a business to like 100% convert, and then you have client feedback here. This section and take it up. But if you're designing yours, of course, any part of it that you think is necessary, it's always good for you to let it stay, right? And then in this final section, I talk about, of course, how you can contact the person or me or the agency that I'm trying to design for. Social is here, right? I showed us how to link any text that change this image, right? So in simple terms, right, with this term, with how you can see and experience how exactly it looks like, and you can make more edits. So before I do that, let me just look at what we are saying. The screen is blank. Great. I hope the screen is not still blank. I hope you guys are still able to hear me, and then I will just go ahead. Please, if you can hear me, you can still say hi, by the way. So at this point, I'll just click on publish website to publish. So if you click on publish website, you'll be able to see the site URL here, right? Based on the name you have named this page. That's why I talked about naming the page first, right? So if you don't like the site URL, you can always edit and change it. So you can just change this to whatever. I've already named this, so this is good to go for me. Let me just tweak this text to marketing. And then also note that if you want to get your own custom domain, you can also do that on Canva as well. So